discuss about the DAX function in Power BI, and we'll focus on the date and time function of Power BI. So one thing before we start, so let's say we have any date column in our data table. So right now, like this one. Okay. So if you want to perform any functions on this field, there's some wide set of default function attached to this date column. Let me show you. So when we create a new column, and let's say we need to extract any year or a day or a month from this date. So what Power BI does is, you can just name any column and just call this column date. Sheet 1 date. So whenever you can select this column, you will get the option. If you want to select the complete date, you can just type just select this date. If you want to pull day out of this date, you can just select day. Similarly, month number, quarter number, and year. So this is a default function which comes with the date and any date column. That if you want to pull something out of that date, you can directly pull it without using any external functions. So let's say if we just select quarter, and I just click enter. So you will get quarter 4, quarter 2, the quarter for each date. So if you want to change anything from quarter to year or something, so if you select month, it will give you the month name. So these are the default functions that are with any date column in Power BI. So month number, it will give you numeric value. Similarly, quarter number, it will give you numeric value. So this was default function with date, and let's come to the external function which we can use. So first is a calendar. So what in calendar, what it's a, if you want, let's say if you want to create a new table, okay, that have all the dates which you want. So what you'll do, you can just create a table using this DAX formula. Just give a name calendar and give a start and end date. So what this function will do, it will create a table for you that will have each and every day from the start date to till the end date. Like this. So if you give 2005 to 2015, so it will have every date between 1st Jan 2005 till 31st December 2015. The next function we have is the calendar auto. In calendar auto, what it does is it will automatically get the date for you based on the model you have. So let's for example, in my model, currently I have just 2 files. So what it will do is it will just see what my model. It will see the lowest date and the largest date in my model, and it will automatically create a this calendar view for me. So let's say the lowest date for me in my model was 2001, and the largest date was 2015. So it will automatically create a date from 2001 to 2015. And if you give the fiscal year, if you don't pass any value in this bracket, so it will take it directly from the system. If you pass it, it will give the interval of this. So let's say, for example, if you pass calendar auto 3.
So Swap, if you don't give anything, will it give current date, or which date will it give?
If you don't give anything, what it will do, it will create a new table for you that will have a date of your system. So let's say in your system data model, you have lowest date of 1st July 2010, and the largest date is 30th June 2011. So it will start from January 2010 till December 2011. For each and every day, it will show you a date.
So when you start and end, what does it? Where does it start? Where does it end? Where is it putting the data? I'm just a bit unclear. Maybe I'm not sure if it is clear for everyone else. Just
okay,
help me.
Let me show you how it does. So we'll just create a new table for us. New table. Let's say if I use calendar auto and I don't give any thing in it, so you can see it has created a date table for you. It's starting from 2013 and it's going till 2014. So these two calendar function help. So
Like that. Why did it go from 2013 to 2014? Because it doesn't have much relevance today, right? So we are in 2020.
So yeah, for that, what calendar auto does it? Before that, I have these two sheets, financial sheet and sheet one. It will go to both of these sheets. It will find the minimum date and the maximum date in both of them. Based on that, it will just create a sheet for me. Create a table for me.
It creates a new sheet, is it?
It creates a new table for me based on the data which I have present in my existing sheets.
So how would we use this? For example, let's say, I'm just give us an example when this will be useful.
Okay, in my project, I have used this just for the creating that matrix. So let's say you have two kind of visualization, but you want to present them combinedly. Let's say you have a data of forecast, you have data of historical data. Now you have to merge them with a common date. So in that cases, you can just select this date column, this function. What it will do, it will just create a date from the start till the end of the file, and you can just put your value in this.
Okay, got it. So it's the equivalent of look up other tables in the file or in the data in this particular Power BI file. So I would like to get, so this is all incremented, right? So 1 2013, 2 1 to 2000. So I would assume this is Indian format, right?
Yeah.
So it's basically giving, if you want a date-wise summary, then this will be useful for us to create the leftmost column. That's what it is. Is that right?
Yeah. So basically, maybe sometimes kind of that, and in your data, some days are missing. But you want a complete table in your data set. So instead of creating a blank row, you can just create this table. It will give you dates from start till end for each day.
Understood. Okay.
So the difference between calendar and calendar auto is, in calendar, you give the start and end date manually. But in calendar auto, it detects from the existing models which you have Power BI. Okay. Then the next function is date. So this is used to create a date format. So you just pass your year, month, and day, and it will convert it to a date format. It's a normal function, like other programs also have this. So then we have date difference. So in this function, it will find a difference in the date, and based on the intervals you choose. So we have multiple options. Like if you want to choose second, minute, hour, days, week, month, quarter, or year. So based on the difference you want to choose, it will give you the difference. And the format is the start date should be first and the end date should be second. So it will do end date minus start date, and based on the interval, it will calculate the value. Then we have a date value function. So this function is used to convert text into date, but we need to make sure that it's in a date format. So let's say this is an example. So this is our text, and I want to convert it to a date. So I just use a date value function, and it will convert this text into date. So many of in my project, I need to compare my date to a certain value, a certain date. So for that, I can use this function because I know the date. I can just put it in a text format and use date value to convert it to a date. Next, we have a day function. So basically, this function, what it does, when you pass a day, it will just find a day of it and give you the value, give you that value. So let's say if you have passed the date of March 4, 2007, so it will give you the return the value as 4. So it finds the value in the date. Then we have e-date. So e-date calculates the day of that month. Sorry, e-date indicates the number of months before and after the start date. So e-date calculates the maturity date or due dates that falls on the same day of the month or date of each. So basically, whenever you give the start date and you give, let's say, 3 as a month, so what it will do is it will exactly add 3 days to that date and it give you the value. To be clear, so let's say you have your transaction date is let's say 31st Jan, and you have added only 1 month to it. So what it will give you 28th February as a e date. Am I clear?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Then we have end of month. So it this function gives us the end of month. So let's say we have a month, March, and we want to add 1.5 years to it, and then find the end of month for it. So what this function does is, what it will do, there's actually in month basis, there's no decimal. So what we'll do, it will first convert it to 2 months, and then it will give, so March, April, and May, and it will give the end of that month, so 31st May. So it is useful for let's say any renewal cycle or any expiration date kind of thing, where you want to know in which month it's going to expire. We can use this function.
So it is 1.5, right? Oh,
Yeah.
It is, okay, so it go into 1.5 months and then does the end of month, is it? Okay.
No, what it will do, it will always round off to the upper decimal. So if you give 1.5, it will round off 2 and then it will calculate.
Okay, correct. Or otherwise, it's the same thing. Okay, so it does 2 months, is it now?
Yeah, it will do 2 months, but instead of 3rd of May, it will give you 31st of May.
Correct. Okay, got it. So 1.5 months actually pushes it to, month's argument is rounded to 2. Okay, got it. Understood. That's interesting. Okay.
So yeah, it helps us for any calculation of any end deadlines and all. If the month end is a deadline for you every month, so this function would help you to calculate that.
Mm-hmm.